Oh, hi there. Alex, your front door was unlocked, so I just came on in. I understand you wanted to see me. Has something else happened?
No, not yet.
I've been wondering. Well, we've all been wondering. How's your recovery?
I'm much better, thanks.
It's just that, well, you know, we haven't seen you out and about much lately.
No, I don't get out and about much these days.
No, of course not. After all, you don't want to overdo it, do you? Getting back on your feet and all.
No, we wouldn't want that, would we?
So, what are you up to in here? Getting a little reading done?
Something like that.
Oh, good, good. Reading is good. It helps pass the time, doesn't it? Well, that's quite a blaze you've got going on there.
It's a necessary evil.
Oh, for what?
I was thinking of throwing this book on the fire.
What? Why? What kind of a book is it?
An illustrated book on the human body. What it looks like, how it works, and what happens to it when it doesn't work.
And you want to burn it. Why? Does it make you feel uncomfortable?
No, not at all.
Then why destroy it?
Because of what it does.
And what's that?
It talks to me.
Sorry, it's what?
It talks to me. It tells me the story of its life.
What, you mean written within the pages? What, the author's written down?
No, it tells me of its own existence, where it's been, who it's been with, how it was treated.
It does?
Yes,
I don't understand.
quite simple, really. All books talk to me, including this one. I picked it up last year at a library sale, an old discarded book. I bought it, brought it home, and it's told me quite a lot about itself. For example, look here. What do you see?
Well, it has something spilt all over its 2 pages. It's a real mess. Food, maybe?
Exactly. Tex-Mex food, to be precise. In fact, 3 distinctive food spills. A greasy ground beef in one spot, a tortilla type of crust on another, and then the main giveaway, an area so saturated in sauce that the spices are embedded in the paper fibers. You can still smell it. So, what happened? Someone spilt their taco all over the pages, 18 and 19. An accident, probably, but still, no less of an affront and degradation to the book.
Okay. And what else did you find out?
If you look at the front cover itself, you'll see a large indentation that pushes its way almost through the entire cover. Someone used this to prop up a wobbly table. They've probably never even read it. Total abuse!
Right. Anything else?
Page 340. What do you think?
Oh, it's all black and smudged in some spots and nearly burned through in others. It smells of stale cigarettes.
Cigars. Cuban.
Oh,
And your conclusion?
Smoking in bed?
Exactly. Some idiot nearly destroyed themselves and took this book with them. They were both fortunate to survive.
And we can tell all that from just these few details.
Of course.
Well, you're a regular Sherlock Holmes, aren't you? Hey, maybe you should have your own TV show. Sherlock by the book. Why not? Everybody else does. I mean, I know you don't watch TV much these days, but you should see what's out there. Real Sherlocks, fake Sherlocks, modern day out of his time period Sherlocks, every possible variation. What's with that anyway?
Seems quite simple to me. It's because we're in need of comfort, and knowledge is comfort. We demand instant gratification, identification, and analysis. It makes our lives more easily managed. Something I fully understand and appreciate. Once you know what the real facts are, you know what steps to take in the future.
And this is how the book talked to you, eh? For a minute there, I thought you actually heard it speaking. For real, I'm glad you cleared that up. It's not alive, it's just a book.
But a book with a life of its own. Have you ever thought about the existence it leads?
Its existence?
Yes. What is its role? Is it a companion, a friend, or what? Has it inspired the reader? Enough, perhaps, to change that person's life for good or for bad? Or is it just property? Something to be tossed aside and buried under a pile of other underappreciated junk until the end time comes. To be crammed under an unsteady table leg when needed. To be, in effect, a slave and nothing more. To hope the next owner treats you better than the last one did, so you can keep your soul and dignity intact. That's quite the quandary, isn't it?
And you get all that from one book, eh? Well, you've been busy.
So, tell me, Chris, in your own words, what do you think about this book?
Well, I uh, I think the book has found a good home.
Anything else?
Yeah, that this is a safe place for it to be, for a book. And boy, this one seems to have gone through a lot out there. Home at last, and this is a good match for both book and owner.
And what lies in the future for this book?
Happy ending. Although I'm not too sure what this throwing it on the fire thing was all about. Isn't being in someone's library a happy ending for a book?
No,
Why not?
because we do not last.
We don't?
Of course not. We die, all of us.
Well, sure, eventually. After a long, normal life.
And what happens then? This tomb will be left alone yet again, and eventually it will wear and disintegrate.
Yeah, in time it will.
So, shouldn't it perish also when I do?
doesn't matter, Alex. The book isn't alive.
True, but what if it was? What if it had the choice of free will and the ability of movement? Would this book remain with me, or would it flee at the first opportunity to look for greener pastures? Well, it may never find those pastures. It may never be really happy again. So why not throw it on the fire now?
Look, Alex, I think I know what you're.
Because we're all books when it comes down to it, aren't we? We're printed and bound and put on display. And then we rip and stain and fade. Our covers become worn and our pages become exposed. Eventually, we're helpless to be recycled or tossed into the waste bin, no longer of any use. It's only a matter of time before the end.
Alex, I know her death was a blow to you. It was to all of us, but you gotta get over it. You gotta.
What? Remain around until I become cover torn and broken spined like some old book before I can finally be allowed to expire? No. My time to go is now.
It isn't your time. You haven't shown any of the symptoms yet.
No, not yet, but I will. You know I will. It's hereditary. And when I do, I don't want to go through what she did. When I do, I want you to help me.
Me?
When the symptoms do show, I want you, my friend, to toss me into the fire, as it were.
Alex, I.
You know what chemicals to use. You're familiar with them. You can get your hands on it.
Don't.
I want you to promise me that you will do it. Promise me. Now. Will you?